Let's start chapter 8, Attack on the Castle. Igraine looked over the battlements. Horsemen emerged from the mist in the east. They were riding towards Pimpernel Castle. "I bet it's our neighbor, little sister," said Albert in a low voice. There were a great many horsemen coming. A fat man in a black cloak rode at the head of the troop with a gigantic knight following him. When the horsemen reached the castle's moat, Osmond, their shout leader, stopped. His men surrounded the moat like a wall, leaving only a space in front of the drawbridge for their master and the huge knight. The knight's armor was covered with iron spikes. "Who are you?" Igraine called down loudly. "And what do you want?" The spiky knight opened his visor and said, "I am the castleman of Osmond the Magnificent. His, he presents his compliments to his neighbors at Pimpernel." "How kind," said Igraine. "Said same to him, and now you can all ride back home." "Hush, Igraine," hissed Albert. "Let's hear what they have to say." "The noble Osmond didn't come to talk to children," said the spiky knight. "Where are your parents?" "Not at home," Igraine shouted back. "Come back next week and try again." Osmond didn't care for this information. "Listen, little girl," he called back. "I don't care where your parents are. Tell them I want their singing books of magic. I am ready to pay in gold. But if they turn down this generous offer," he added, drawing his sword, "I will be back with an army to tear down this miserable castle. I want an answer by tomorrow." "You can have your answer now, you puffed up toad," I shouted Igraine. Albert put his hand over her mouth. "Are you crazy?" he hissed in her ear. "Have you forgotten that our parents can't work magic at the moment? We have to play for time." He climbed up the battlement and said, "Forgive my little sister, noble Osmond. I will inform my parents of your offer as soon as they get back from their journey. But we are not expecting them for another 2 weeks, so I must ask you to wait till then." Igraine knew her brother was right. They needed time to turn their parents back into humans. Otherwise, they were finished. "Oh ho," said Osmond. "So you children are all alone in the castle with the lovely books of magic. Well, well," he smiled mockingly. "I will wait for the answer. After all, I am a man of honor, aren't I?" He turned and rode away with his man. Only the spiky knight remained. He looked up the castle, then he bent forward, sacked into the moat, and rode away. Igraine clenched her fist in fury. Now come to word meaning. Castle means a large house. Battlements means wall with spaces for shooting. Immersed means came out. Mist means water drops in air. Clock means loose coat. Troop means unit of army. Gigantic means huge. Moat means a deep trench. Stout means strong. Drawbridge means a movable bridge. Visor means the front piece of a helmet. Magnificent means grand. Compliments means words of praise. Generous means kind. Miserable means poor. Puffed up means became swollen. Hissed means made a sound of snake. Noble means kind. Mockingly means laughing on others. Clenched means kept hold tightly. Fist means closed hand. Fury means in anger. Now let's come to the comprehension exercises. Come to A. Here you have to answer the following questions orally. Now come to B. Here you have to take the correct answer. Horsemen emerged from the mist in the east. The knight's armor was covered with iron spikes. Igraine knew her brother was right. Now come to C. Here, on the basis of the chapter, you have to answer the following questions. Now come to learn words. Here you have to color both words that mean the same with the same color. You have to use different color for each pair of words. This one you have to do yourself. Now come to learn grammar. Here you have to fill the blanks with a, an, and the. The earth is a planet. If you are hungry, eat an apple. Mummy reads the newspaper and drinks a cup of coffee. The loud music has given me a headache. Please go to the market and buy a notebook, a pencil and an atlas. We are going to the restaurant for dinner. Turn off the TV and read a book. I had a glass of milk and an apple for a snack. Now come to learn to talk and listen. So here, do you have pets in your neighborhood? You have to discuss this in your class. Some points are given. On the basis of these points, you can discuss. Now it's time to write. Pretend that it's your birthday. So you have to write invitation card to invite your classmate for a party. Now let's read the poem. Faster than ferries, faster than witches, bridges and houses, hedges and ditches, and charging along like troops in a battle, all through the meadows, the horses and cattle. All of the sides of the hill and the plain fly as thick as driving rain. And ever again, in the wink of an eye, painted stations whistle by. Here is a child who chambers and scrambles all by himself and gathering brambles. Here is a tramp who stands and gazes, and here is the green for stringing the daisies. Here is a cart run away in the road, lumping along with man and load. And here is a mill, and there is a river, each a glimpse and gone forever. Now come to word meaning, which means woman with magical powers. Ditches means hole dug in ground for water. Meadows means field of grass. Wink means to close and open one eye very quickly. Clambers means moves with difficulty. Scrambles means climbers. Brambles means red berries. Tramp means person with no home. Lumping means put together. Now come to comprehension exercises. On the basis of the above poem, you have to answer the following questions. Now come to learn grammar. Simile. Simile is a phrase that describes something by comparing it to something else using the word as or like charging along like troops in a battle, as thick as driving rain. So here we have to complete the following similes. As light as wind, swims like a fish, as loud as thunder, eyes like a hawk, runs like the feather, as deep as the ocean, as cool as a cucumber, eats like a pig. Now come to activity. So, have you ever traveled in a train? Where did you go? What did you see outside the window? This one you have to share with your classmates.